Hello YouTubers! Don't get puzzled, this is one video in English and the other one's in German, and I was asked for doing a review and walk around of my car. So, greetings to Australia! Hello Tassie, that was your idea, mate. I'm going to do it. Have fun! Okay, so let's start at the front. Under the hood there's a well-serviced and maintained standard diesel engine with 2.4 liters, 5 in line. And yeah, it's absolute stock. I'm gonna leave it this way. I'm happy with the performance. In the front, I've got a bug deflector and it works very fine. Under the car, I've got a diamond plate added. For the international folks, aluminium. For the American folks, aluminum. I re-armored my front plate because I hit the tire of a truck on the freeway and it damaged the standard part very well. So I added 6 millimeters of aluminium diamond plate, and this one is way stiffer. As you might have seen in the lift kit video, I added a bash plate under the car from 2 mils of steel. It's from Romania and it's from bashplate.eu, and I think that's way better than the standard ABS plastic part. No front bar because real front bars are not allowed in Europe, and so that makes no sense to add a decoration part on the front, and it's stealing my front angle. So I leave that away. One of the most asked questions is, which tires are you running? And I could say it's the General Grabber 83. It's an all-terrain tire and I've got it for 50,000 Ks on the car now. It performs great on road, on ice, on snow, and especially off-road. I can lower it to 20 psi and it gives me so much traction that I'm very impressed with that. Another part is the noise factor. When you're driving more than 120 kilometers an hour, you can hear them. But elsewhere, almost not. So the wear factor, 50,000 Ks, it's almost half of profile still there. And the next tires will be the same, but on the smaller rims. These ones are the 18-inch rims, and the 17-inch rims will give me more sidewall, which led me to lower the tires even more if I need to. The Bilstein B6 shocks do perform so great. I just can't recommend it. If you have to change your shocks at your car, do it. Bilstein B6, they are worth the money. It's so stiff and so straight feedback from the drivetrain, from the suspension, what you're doing in the off-road area, it's great. The sidebars are allowed in Europe. There's no restriction about that. And they do a great job. These ones are aftermarket parts from, I think, Lithuania. They're made from aluminium and they are very tough. And they have to bolt on to standard points at the chassis. Another benefit of them is easy access to the roof rack. The roof rack is one of the most visible points on the car. It's not standard and gives me a lot of looks, and strange looks even. But I would say this is so perfect and handy. I can throw on everything. It's just bolted on standard bars from Thule, Sweden. And the roof rack is some cheap cracker from Amazon. I think about 75 bucks. So I mounted the curved light bar, and the light bar is very handy at night at forest roads. And I'm carrying a full spare tire because I've got an emergency spare that's about this size and dimension, and I don't want to tow the crawler trailer with this emergency tire. So this is for the in case of moment. The shovel, I don't have to explain. Every car leaving the road has to carry a shovel. The CB antenna is Very handy, as I've got carrying the Team Minicom CB radio, and it's so handy off-road to communicate with the other cars, with the other drivers. And it saves a lot of time doing this by CB radio than in case of stopping, talking, leaving the car. You're saving so much time by carrying this little CB radio. In this case, it's a Team Minicom with 80 FM channels and 40 AM channels. It's got new USB, LSB, but it's okay. It's totally doing its job. Inside the car, there's nothing really fancy. I got this little angle meter, and it's just for doing the side movement, checking it, and it's just to give you the security of, oh, this is only 10 degrees and not overswapping the car. And here's the Team Minicom. It works great. So on the top I'm carrying 4 recovery boards. These ones are I think Rhino boards. The cheap ones do all look the same. This is a really cost factor. I could put max tracks on, but yeah, for 1 pair of max tracks I get 4 pairs of them. Sorry, max tracks, I know you are better, but how often do I use them? Most of the time not. And in case of, I've got these ones. So we just pulled out a transporter of the scent of Denmark, and it was very easy to do with them. If the roof rack would have been longer, I could have thrown them into it again, but it's not. So I added just 4 standard bars. So I've got 4 of them. It's doing its job fine, and it's easy to access. In the back of the car, there's a bit more stuff inside. To the Australian guys, you know what this is. And yes, it's the best fridge I've ever had. To the international guys, it's the angle fridge. It can cool down from 8 degrees plus to minus 18. It has got 38 liters of volume and it's consuming almost no energy. This is so great. I had a cheap one and it was surfing up my battery system. And this one, it's running 6 minutes an hour, taking not much, but really cooling. It's silent. It's great. This one's worth the money. So the drawer. I was searching for a drawer fitting in here and fitting my wishes, and I found none. So I built this one myself from what's the name of it? Multiplex, and from Carpet. Some heavyweight drawers, and this is the result. On top, I'm having some light stuff, like a pillow, a tarp. Very handy, this one. And it's all strapped down. On the side, I'm carrying some gummies, some rubber straps, and the little axe from Sweden, Grants Force. Great stuff. Inside, I've got some kind of system to sort it. It works for me. Maybe you want to come closer. In the top, I've got several small stuff. It's first aid. Very handy, gripping it out. For accident case, I've got the big bag here with everything that may be more handier. Then wet towels. Great stuff to clean everything up. Some duct tape, some MREs for the small snack on the road, a tire deflator, the 12-volt power pack from Dyno. This one I can also jump my car with if the battery may be empty. And I can switch on the cool box and everything else I can be reloaded. Then a tire repair kit. Very handy. Had to use it 5 times until now, not 1 time at my car. Very easy if you puncture the tire to just run in some rubber patch and it's tight again. So if you're looking for really handy stuff for your car, this one I would recommend. It's about 10 or 15 bucks and this one can save your whole trip. The next drawer is the kitchen compartment. Some plates, cups, sugar, coffee, some cutting boards, some, very important, the coffee can, and the stove is also here. This one is a little one from Sweden, from the 1950s. It's the Optimus 111 Hiker. It's great, but it's not quite. Things you'd always need is some trash bags. Carry trash bags, guys. Don't leave your trash out in the nature. The two lowest compartments. This one is repair stuff, like cable ties, wire, tape, hydraulic bottle jack. Very handy, works every time you need it. Some spare motor oil. Some bolts and nuts, things you might need on the road. And it's very awful if you need them and don't have them. And the last compartment is recovery gear. That's a 3-ton strap. That's a little machete. Great saw, silky big boy. Can't recommend it. It's cutting in such small time, I don't need a chainsaw on the road. Then some shackles, bow shackles, soft shackles, some recovery points. I want to add some heavy duty recovery points on this car. There's nothing on the market, so I have to build them my own, but that's later. And the snatch strap. This one is a 6-ton or 5-ton, I think. It's fitting this car perfectly well. And we did the recovery with my car with it, with the Arne's Navara, and we also pulled out the transporter on the sand of Denmark. It was great, worked fine. Don't forget the dampener. It's adding some weight on the strap if it might rip. This one will hold almost, will it hold down? Will break it in the air. So be careful while recovering and keep other ones out of the range of a potentially ripping strap. Right next to the drawer I've got some small parts like a fire extinguisher and a Swiss water bag, 20 liters. Very handy, foldable and as tough as a steel container. Almost. Then 2 folding chairs, the toolbox, and I've got a foldable grill right next to it for having the barbecue on the road.
Like we do in Germany every day. Yes. Every day.
When the sun shines, you have to have a barbecue and some ice cream. One of the newest parts I added was the awning. It is from PrimeTech USA and it was very, I would not say cheap, but it's a good price value. It was about 239 bucks, free shipping, and it's so handy and easy to build up. Thinking of awnings, I'm missing Michael from Seek for Adventure. It's so sad that he stopped making YouTube videos. Greetings to Michael, if you might see this, thanks a lot, buddy. This one's the compartment of my co-pilot. This is Bero's seat, and oh yeah, he's motivating me to do the big splashes, always calling from the back, yeah daddy, it has to splash more! And he's eating gum bears all the time. So this is his place, and down there it's the Horn Tools compressor to refill the tires. This is really good equipment. It's the Horn Tools 2-cylinder air compressor, making very much air in such short time, even not heating up very much. It's fully equipped and I also can recommend this equipment. Just to connect it to the 12-volt points on the engine bay or in the battery, and in no time your tires are filled up. This is from Austria. So this had been the walk around of my car, and I have to tell you that off-roading is not common in Germany. There are several off-roaders, but not like in Australia, not in USA. That's not common, that's not standard. So it's very hard to get parts and have them street legal in Germany. Almost every part has to be certified, and this is a bit tricky sometimes. For my swap of the shocks and springs, would I recommend it? Yes, absolutely. It's such a better feeling on the road and even off-road. So if you want to try it, do it. What I will change is, at the time I did the swap, I just got standard springs for the rear. Now I've got the reinforced ones and I will install them soon. Also, I have to change the lower bearings of the front tires because they're making a little bit noise now. But they are also 15 years old, so something new in. For this video, I would like to thank Bad Bonsai, who's doing the camera work actually. It's a YouTube friend of mine, and we came to the conclusion, let's do this together. So, if you like it, give a thumbs up. If you have questions, just do them below in the comments. And until soon, until the next video, bye!